All right, here we go. So I'm excited about this. This is an exciting I Am Rapaport stereo podcast. Got Utah Jazz, high-flying, three-point shooting, rookie sensation, Donovan Mitchell. I'm not sure, but I think this might be his first podcast. I can't confirm or deny that. For new listeners of the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast, this is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. White Mike, a.k.a. Mr. White Folks. And we pride ourselves on no fact-checking, okay? We pride ourselves on no fact-checking here at the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast. And this is going to be a doozy. Donovan Mitchell is going to be a household name. He's going to be an NBA star soon. He's slowly emerging. He was drafted under the radar. And he's made a splash organically, the organic way, the old-fashioned way, on his own accord, by his own merit. His play is doing the talking, and his play is bringing him to the forefront of NBA fans' attention. He's been shouted out and talked about by LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, Chris Paul. All of them are big fans of him, Russell Westbrook. So we're going to talk about all that and more with Donovan Mitchell. But first, listen, Christmas is over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over, okay? It was a great holiday. Your presents, you gave them, you received them. But it's time to take the tree down. It's time to take the lights down. Okay, my block in Los Angeles is heavily lit up by Christmas lights. And they were great. 6 weeks ago, people started putting them up 6 weeks ago on my block, okay? And it's time to take them down. It's time to move forward, okay? It's not a holiday anymore. There's no more balloons. There's no more streamers. It's just a Wednesday, okay? Or maybe it's a Thursday, okay? But the party's over. Take the trees out. Take the lights down. Take the candles down. And move on. It's time to move on. Okay, I can't emphasize this anymore, especially if you're a grown-up. Christmas is for the children. Okay, you give the gifts, you get the gifts, and that's it. It's not a month-long holiday. It's not a month-long celebration. So if you heard the final episode of the I Am Rapaport stereo podcast 2017, I said that the sporting event of the year of 2017, in my opinion, the sporting event that lived up to all the expectations. Super Bowl was sick. NBA Finals were sick. But the sporting event, the money-making extravaganza circus that actually lived up to expectations to be a good fight, wasn't like the fight of the year, the fight of the century, Ali Frazier, was McGregor Mayweather, or should I say Mayweather McGregor, because the winner always goes first. The loser goes second, okay? The loser usually shuts up, okay? But for some reason, Conor McGregor, I think maybe he spent his $100 million that he made. He may have spent all his money because now he's back to talking greasy about Floyd Mayweather. He just put out a tweet the other day with obviously a photoshopped image of him kicking Floyd Mayweather in the face, okay? Which is never going to happen, okay? Floyd Mayweather's not going to go in the UFC and fight Conor McGregor or any other UFC fighter. I'm not having this conversation anymore. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Michael Jordan was a good baseball player, okay? Usain Bolt probably can't drive a car very fast, but he's the fastest man in the world. There's no correlation. It's ridiculous. Makes no sense. Conor McGregor got that butt beaten real nice. He got that ass cracked real nice, real proper. Yet you're still talking, and I think he's overspent his money. I think he has money problems. This is just my opinion, because why else would you still be talking about Floyd Mayweather? Move on with your life. Okay, and if you want to box somebody, box somebody your own age. Floyd Mayweather's 40. He's 40 years old. Leave the man alone. Conor McGregor's 29. Why are you bothering a 40-year-old guy who already beat your ass convincingly, easily? Did you spend all your money? Do you have a spending problem? He posted this picture of him, Photoshop picture of him kicking Floyd in the face, and it says, shin bone to cheekbone. The rule set kept you out of the funeral home. First of all, Duke, you're not rhyming. You don't have any rhyming skills, okay? You got no flow, okay? Second of all, Mayweather's fist bone punched you in your face bone, and I'll say it once, and I'm going to say it one more time. You should be thanking your lucky stars that the referees didn't let you get knocked out of the ring. Completely knocked out of the ring. Okay? Because you were one more punch, fist bone to face bone, to getting knocked out of the Las Vegas ring. I was right there ringside. It was gorgeous. If you have a spending problem, I have a great accountant. Slide up into my DMs, Conor McGregor. Hit me up. I'll set you up with a great, honest accountant. He'll put you on an allowance. Maybe you need an allowance. Okay? A lot of times when people come into money, they don't know how to keep it. You know, your whole story, or, oh, you're just an Irishman. I lived in my car. I was homeless. Maybe you don't know how to count. Who knows? I don't know. But if you want to fight somebody your own age and your own size. You're 25 pounds heavier than Floyd Mayweather. Leave this guy alone. Do you have CTE? Were you concussed in that fight and it's been undiagnosed? Why would you want to keep at it? Okay? Respect Floyd Mayweather's gangster. He beat your ass. On the last podcast with G Moody, last name rhymes with Duty, who will be back for the next podcast, we misspoke. I thought somehow, some way, Marvin Lewis, the Cincinnati Bengals coach, was either retiring or quitting. I don't know what. He's obviously a very respected coach, very respected person in football, but his teams continually come up short. They've never won a playoff game, okay? He's been there like 36 years as the coach. Never won a playoff game. And I thought, I don't know what, maybe I made this up or I heard something, that he was done. He was finito. He was finished. And on the last podcast, we said, bye-bye. Okay, the gig is up. I was wrong. Marvin Lewis has been rehired for 2 more years as the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, although technically he sucks. Okay? Now, you want to talk about some wild west stuff going on in the NFL. Marvin Lewis is the head coach who just re-upped for 2 more years, but Colin Kaepernick can't even get a workout with a team. He can't, forget a job. He didn't even get a workout all season long. Okay, I don't know what's going on in the NFL. We've all heard the Colin Kaepernick story over and over again. He didn't even get a workout, yet Marvin Lewis just got a 2-year extension. He's probably out popping bottles, eating some Kobe beef and shrimp tonight. As we mentioned on the last I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, 2018, we're going big 3. 3 episodes a week. Tuesdays, ours. Wednesdays, ours. Fridays, ours. Okay? More podcast, more ranting, more raving, more raw dog without a bag. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. All of 2018. So check this out. Isaiah Thomas of the Cleveland Cavaliers made his return. He looked good. I believe he played 19 minutes and had 16 points and got a technical foul in the first half. I like that. Kawhi Leonard is back. The NBA is rocking and rolling. This is my time. Okay? Of course, I'm a senior fantasy football expert, but everybody knows blood, sweat, tears, my intuition speaks NBA. This is my time of the year. In a blink, it's going to be All-Star break, and then we get into the good stuff. Then we get into the really, really, really good stuff, okay? And I'm excited about it. Listen, with no further ado, I like to introduce who I hope is the NBA Rookie of the Year. Who knows? Very humble kid, very soft-spoken kid. But in my opinion, he should be a strong, strong contender for the NBA Rookie of the Year. Let's get to it with my man, Donovan Mitchell, Utah Jazz. Let's go. All right, Donovan Mitchell, I am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. You might be the youngest guest I've ever had on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. 21 years old?
21.
21 years old, playing in the NBA. When did you turn 21?
September 7th.
So you got drafted, you were 20.
I was 20 when I got drafted.
And you got drafted, what pick in the
13th.
13th pick. Mm-hmm. 20 years old and you're playing in the NBA, Utah Jazz. I mean, you just sort of like, unless you follow basketball, like this draft and this summer league has been like nothing I've ever seen before because of the Lonzo Ball factor and the big baller brand factor. I never watched a summer league game, and I promise this also. This is going to be the first ever curse-free I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Even up into the draft, it was, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, and your name was like barely mentioned. Mm-hmm. And then, people started playing, at the end of the day, you get on the court and you show and prove.
Yeah, it's I've always been that way though. I've always been kind of, the guy that no one talks about, just keeps me humble. It keeps me always wanting to willing to work and kind of put the work in. I enjoy being that guy. I don't need to be the guy that everybody talks about. The one that's like the silent killer, kind of like what Kevin Durant used to grow up saying, the silent killer, never really say much, doesn't really go out there and kind of flashy, just keep it simple.
So, I mean, I guess for you, your impression of going through Summer League is probably because, in my opinion, it was the most sort of attention on a Summer League. That's your impression. Like, I mean, what were those games like down there?
It felt a lot slower than college, coming from Rick Pitino, where we're pressing every day and kind of going, just go, and kind of helter-skelter, running everywhere. It felt slower.
That's interesting.
It felt simple and spaced out, and I think that's what allowed me to kind of I wouldn't say quickly, just because obviously playing in the NBA is a lot different than Summer League, but just getting used to the tempo of being able to play slower. I think that's what's helped me kind of play slower in the NBA, realizing that when I watch myself then, it's like I look slow, I look under control, and I think that's the pace I need to play at. And I think that was the biggest thing. It's a lot slower than having to press for 40 minutes straight and kind of just run around and play help side and recover in the scramble defense.
That's really interesting. Mm-hmm. So Rick Pitino, I mean, he's one of these people like, mm-hmm. Rick Pitino, like, growing up before him, I don't even this, Dick Vitale, mm-hmm. Like these basketball savants, you get it from Van Gundy. What's the things you learned about basketball from Rick Pitino? Specific details. I know the game, Donovan. Yeah. You could talk the details of me. Okay, I played for Riverside Church too. Okay, I was up there playing ball, so you could talk the details with me.
I got you.
I don't want the broad strokes. I want the details.
I always play with heart. That was my biggest thing. But he brought the dog, the dog out of me. I think that's the biggest thing. It's one thing to play with heart, and it's one thing to play with dog. Like, no one punks you. No one gets the best. Like, you always go out there and you play your ass off. So, to be honest, that was the first thing that I really learned. Like, whether you have 30 or you have 0, your opponent doesn't score more than 10 points. And I've always had a play hard mindset, but I think he brought out a different level because he knows how to push the right buttons. And that's the biggest thing with him. He knows how to push the right buttons and kind of trigger things to kind of make you that much better. And I would say shooting. I came in as not a great shooter. Shot 18 of 72 from the three my freshman year. Shot 25%. And I came back next year, and he fixed one thing. It was just my arc on my jump shot.
Rick pointed that out to you.
Rick, that was the first thing he said.
What does he say to you? He's watching you shoot.
He said it to me. He said it to Q. He said it to Dang. He said it to everybody. But I think him and I had the longest talks
Q?
about it. Quentin Snyder.
Okay.
And we talked nonstop. Him and Ralph Willard. Ralph Willard. We had so many conversations about it, and I would spend endless nights just shooting to the ball where it's damn near touching the rafters.
So they wanted the arc higher.
Yeah, because if you watch guys like Steph Curry,
right.
Dame Lillard, they're shooting it from farther out, but that's because their shots are so high and the arc is so high. And I think that was the biggest thing that changed, because once the three ball started falling, that opened up the rest of my game. Being able to get to the paint, finding guys, and that's what I would say that's the second thing that I learned from Coach P. And then defensively, I had to lose 18 pounds. That's one thing people don't know. I had to lose 18 pounds. I was 220, or no, a little bit more than 18 pounds. I was 220, and I was around 195, 197 my sophomore year in college.
That's interesting because, again, I don't know if you know this history. You probably heard about it. Billy Donovan, his run with the Big East under Rick Pitino, he went from being a regular dude to, I think they went to the Final 8, but Billy Donovan bust everybody's ass. Yeah. He was never that quick, but he had it going, and that's what he talked about. That was the big thing. He made him lose weight.
Yeah, that he's big on that. He gives you a random number, and you got to get to it or you don't play. And I got to it within 3 months. Whether it was running a lot on the weekends, I used to run on the football field when it was hottest out in the summer.
That's interesting.
If I didn't lose the weight, I'd come in at 6 a.m. And have to run. And so you just go out there and it changed me. It made me quicker. I was able to sustain my energy longer. So I went from playing around 19 minutes a game to about 35. And and I'm able to press. Maybe in different schools, I would be able to play at other schools and other offenses at 220. No
right.
problem, because we're not pressing.
But 20 pounds at 19 years old, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it is.
It's not me, I'm 47 years old. 20 pounds. I should lose 30 pounds. The first 15 is easy.
Yeah.
You're laughing you say, you think I should lose 30 pounds?
No, I think fine.
Fine. I'm just saying, but you kind of nodded your head in agreement. But 20 pounds when you're 19 and you're in shape, or you're a high level athlete. Yeah.
I would say that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life.
Was it diet? Was it
diet? It was strictly diet.
So what are the things you had to
pizza. I used to have, before every practice, I used to have a whole large pizza from Papa John's.
Before
about 2 hours before practice. And that was the biggest change. No late night candies after 9, or no steak every day. No McDonald's. I can't tell you the last time I even had McDonald's now, let alone in school. I'll have it. Unless
we're doing a sponsorship, Donovan Mitchell,
exactly.
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
exactly. We're saying, so we're no disrespect to McDonald's. Just saying, just when we were at Louisville.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. No disrespect at all. But the change in diet was the biggest thing. And you ask
what did you start eating that, what did you have to sort of adjust? Salad. Instead of McDonald's, instead of pizza, what things?
Salad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hated it. It's tough.
And salads in Louisville. No disrespect to Louisville, the great people of Louisville, but salads.
Caesar salad, and that's the worst salad of them all. That's what I'm finding out. That's the worst. That's the most.
I got to tell you something. Caesar salad's probably the best salad of them all.
Oh, it tastes the best for sure, but I think it's the unhealthiest. That's what I've been told.
Oh, so Caesar, you were eating Caesar salads.
Yes.
So Caesar's the most unhealthy.
But it's a salad, so
right.
It's better than
Papa John's pizza.
Exactly.
So that was in your freshman year, or your
going into my sophomore year. So
okay, so have
June, July, and August.
And have you kept that lifestyle since?
Yes. I would say the first few games of the season, I went to Ruth Chris pretty much every night, just because my favorite spot.
Listen, you're a professional basketball player. You're 21 years old. You go. So you're going to Ruth Chris, and what are we getting? Porterhouse,
the T-bone steak with the sweet potato casserole and the Caesar salad. Same thing every time.
Every city.
Every city, everywhere we went.
And did you notice that was catching up with you?
I was like, I didn't feel like myself, and I played terribly the first few games of the season. I wasn't playing like myself, and I cut it out. We lost. Now I'm around 211. It's only because I'm lifting a lot of weights now, or not. A lot
And also,
of weights,
you're 21.
But yeah,
Are you even shaving yet?
of course.
Like a little bit.
I've had this since I was like, I've been growing this for about.
You got the little
21
goatee,
years.
but can you grow a stash?
No.
Like the goatee, can it connect to the mustache?
It does. It does if I don't touch it, but I don't.
But like with a
I don't
Sharpie, like you have to like pencil some in. Like what do we got to do?
It looks maybe about like if I don't shave for like 3 months, it'll grow in.
Okay,
But
so
like,
I'm saying I could grow a goatee. This is like I'll see in a couple hours. I got a whole thing here. So you're 211 now. And you're comfortable with that?
I feel comfortable. I feel like I'm able to. I think the biggest thing was on defense, being able to guard quicker guards. Because shifting from the point guard spot, I think that's the biggest thing. Because I went from guarding guys like Grayson Allen, who was my height, a little bit taller, guarding Grayson Allen, like Bruce Brown, guys who are 6'5", 6'6", who I could keep up with physically. And then I went from that to guarding, like my freshman year, I had to guard Derek Thornton. I don't know if you know who that is from USC. The fastest dude, Cat Barber. So guys who were just so quick, and they kept just going right by me with no problem. So now it's kind of like, all right, I need to switch it up a little bit. Now I need to be able to sustain guarding the taller guards and then being able to guard the quicker, smaller guards as well.
This kid, Grayson Allen, I mean, he's like he's a perfect Duke player. Like he brought the hate back to Duke, and it was actually like the first player that I actually liked as far as like a fan because I was like he was hated so much I was like I like him.
Exactly.
So what is he like? Is he pro level? What do you think?
I think if you have the whole entire college basketball fan base against you, and you go out every night and score 20, like every time we've played, he scored 20 plus. And at Louisville, I remember the last time we played, I even commented and said that. Like that, what we did was too much as a fan base. Like kind of booing him all the time. Like he's 22, 20, whatever, and all for tripping. Like what I mean, it's not like he did something crazy. He just tripped somebody.
Right.
But I think, his emotions get carried away. But if he's doing all that and having all this media attention and all that, and he's still going out there getting buckets, then he earned my respect just off of that.
He could play.
He can definitely play.
So the games at Louisville, the games versus Duke. You played at Duke?
I played at Duke, yes, my freshman year.
So out of all the
Ingram, and that was Ingram, Grayson Allen, Luke Kennard.
How nuts is it playing in that arena?
I'm gonna tell you something that might blow your mind.
Give it to me.
It's not the craziest place that I've ever played.
But those people, are they touching you when they're doing?
They're close. They're close.
They're not. They're very clear not to touch you.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Grand Canyon University, the craziest place.
Which
Grand Canyon University.
Grand Canyon University
in Phoenix, Arizona. The craziest place I've ever played in my entire
Why?
life. So the one thing I was impressed with was the dancers have their own little dance on the stairs, and they do like the little hand motions and a little leg. And every single student knew exactly what to do on beat. And I went back and watched the film and watched it.
Not for the game.
No, just to watch the crowd again. They got it on beat. The way they came out to Eminem's "Won't Back Down" by Pink. It was the craziest game ever.
Did you guys beat them?
We won by 5 or 7.
Did the crowd really have a factor?
Yes, 110%.
Because I never even heard of Grand Canyon University.
The kid Dwayne Russell, who I'm actually cool with now, he put up 42.
Okay.
And he could hoop. He could hoop too. But that crowd was, that beats Michigan State, beats at Kentucky, beats, where else we played? At Miami when it was crazy, at Pitt when it was crazy. Like it beats at Syracuse, it doesn't matter. At Carolina.
When Louisville basketball comes into town, you feel it, right?
It's weird. I kind of put us in like a Duke because no one likes Coach P.
Right.
So like I kind of put it like that. Like no one. So we always get booed and yelled at, and I love it.
And traditionally, it's like
I loved it.
So did you grow up in New York City?
I grew up right outside New York City.
And like New York City basketball, the days of like us like being everything, the Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland, the N1 mixtapes, the Boo Harveys, the whole, Rucker. It's not the same.
It's not.
Like we don't have it like we used to.
No, and I think it's a lot of to do with prep school. Prep school is a big thing now because I went to prep school as well. And if you look at a lot of guys, they go from like a lot of guys from the Westchester area, especially, they go to a prep school because they're playing against older competition. So if I'm 18 and I'm playing against a 20-year-old, 21 years old in high school, a college coach is going to take that and be like, wow, he's doing this in high school. What is he going to do when he plays against a 22-year-old redshirt or 25-year-old redshirt senior who's in his 6th year of college,
Right.
So college coaches kind of take that and kind of look at it. And the basketball, in my opinion, it's gotten a little bit better in prep schools, much better. You know, Brewster Academy, where I went to school.
Where is that?
In New Hampshire.
Okay.
So like we have Chris McCullough went there,
right?
Mitch McGarry, Will Barton,
right?
We have a lot of guys that went there, and
it's kind of like a what's the one down south?
Montverde or Oak Hill?
Oak Hill. It's like an Oak Hill
exactly.
North, right?
But we have post grad, so Oak Hill doesn't have post grad. That's the only difference with Brewster.
So what does that mean, post grad?
Post grad means you graduated and you do one more year of high school. So it's like
to get you ready for college.
Exactly. So
okay.
That's why I say like the prep school basketball, the one that I played in with the post grads, is a lot tougher because I came in as a 17-year-old playing against Chris and Jared Terrell, who were 22 and 22, 21
right
at that time.
These dudes are pushing the limit of how many years you could stay in the school.
Exactly, and it's nothing. It's not like they did anything like illegal or anything. It's just you're allowed to do a post grad year. So now I'm going against guys. I'm small for that team, and I'm coming there guarding against guys who are 220, huge, and going out there, and Jalen Adams, who goes to UConn, Justin Simon. We had so many good players come out of that program who are gonna do big things.
And what about because I told you I played for Riverside Church. This is and it was everything. Like, what is Riverside Church and the Gauchos and the AAU teams in New York City? Are they dope? Are they not dope? Is it all LA? Is it Vegas? Or is it just not the same anymore?
I don't think it's the team so much anymore. I think it's where you play. I mean, I think, and I say that, I mean, like, if you played in I don't know the tournaments anymore. That's how I feel like I'm getting out of it. But like, if you play in Peach Jam, like Peach Jam is big. The Players was always a big team. The New Jersey Players. Lightning is always a big one. Scan.
These are not in the city?
These are all in the city.
Oh, okay.
Players is in New Jersey. Scan and Lightning. Lightning's in Long Island.
Okay.
Scan is in Queens, I believe, or the Bronx, something like that. But there's so many teams out of New York that play there, but that have like Thomas Bryant play for Scan. Chris McCullough played for Scan. Tyus Battle on Syracuse played for Scan. Who else played on Players? Kyle Anderson played on Players. I'm trying to think.
So it's still the same. It's just changed. There's still dudes that could play.
The Carolinas are doing pretty well with AU basketball right now. I would give them the nod. The Carolinas are doing real well.
Okay.
As I've gotten older, it's been the Carolina down south has pretty much taken over a lot, and that's hard for me to admit being from New York, but down south there's a lot of guys now. And
what about the Rucker? Did you ever play in the Rucker?
I did.
And when you were how old?
I played in there a few times. The last time I played in there, I played in the Reebok All-Star game, and Shaq was my coach.
That's dope.
Going against Cameron.
Wait, Cameron the rapper?
Yeah. And he was the opposing head coach.
Oh, okay. He wasn't playing because he used to be able to play.
Yeah, no. I wasn't playing against him. It was me, Dwayne Bacon, Corey Sanders, Admon Gilder. There were so many different guys. But me and Dwayne are the only ones that are in the NBA right now. I believe Derrick Jones was in it too. Okay. But yeah, we played against what would be the New York team.
I got you. All right. So you get drafted number 13. Talk to me about the NBA draft and how that happens. And it wasn't like you were lighting it up. You were going to go second round. What was the process of you going? And how much does Pitino? How much you involve your parents? What's the process of a guy who's not like a star going into the NBA draft?
It starts with I didn't think this was any going to happen. I wasn't planning on leaving until, or even thinking about leaving until the end of March, maybe the last game of the season. It wasn't a thought. I had heard of NBA news, and all that stuff, but I had heard so many times that the guys let the NBA noise kind of affect their college game. So I just kind of, the only time I would hear about the NBA is if my mom would bring it up and be like, "Do you see what this person put? Do you see where you are now in the mock draft?" That stuff. But I wouldn't listen to it. And I tell the story all the time. I went to LA work out, and I paid for my flight, paid for my hotel, paid to train, paid to work out and see if I was ready.
And work out with who?
Don McLean.
The trainer dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don McLean. And it was me, Luke Kennard, John Collins, Jordan Bell, and they had already signed. They had already signed with CAA, was the agency.
And they were going to come out?
Yeah, they were coming out. So I had to pay for everything. So
you don't lose your eligibility.
Exactly. So my dorm room was still had my stuff in it. I didn't know what to expect, and I worked out there for 4 or 5 days, and then I worked out with CP and Paul George, as well as the guys I just named.
So when you're working out with them, what is that like? Are you like,
I'm in awe. I remember the first time I played CP, he scored on Luke and I the first game of 5 from the elbow without dribbling.
So the game is...
He just gets the pass, and then we got to guard him, and he didn't dribble. He could have, but he didn't.
Okay.
And he scored 5 times in a row. And that's when I was like I don't know if I'm ready.
He's jab stepping? Like, what is he doing?
Jab stepping, like, he doesn't have a shot pocket. That's one thing. Like, in one-on-one games, he can shoot it from left side, right side, doesn't matter. He's worked on shooting it from all different sides. So, like, when you see him
you notice that right away.
That's what he told me. And I noticed, once he said it, I'm watching him, and I'm like, he's not shooting it from the same spot every time.
Okay, hold on. Had you ever played against other pros yet?
At that point?
Yes. In your life? No. Like, that are actually in the pros, like...
No.
You never played against pros at that point?
Not that I can remember, no.
Okay, so you go out there to work out. You're not even... You're fly yourself out there. You flew coach?
Yep.
Or did you get some miles boosted?
Flew coach.
Flew coach.
Flew coach.
We're talking like, do we fly JetBlue? What do we talk like?
Delta. Love
Delta. Shout out to Delta.
Shout out Delta.
Delta, McDonald's. Listen, I know you're CAA, but I might be getting you more deals at CAA, so we might be signing with Delta and McDonald's. So you fly out there, coach. You work out. So you're Chris Paul. Do you know he's going to be there, Chris Paul?
I didn't know he was going to be working out. The CAA I had a meeting because we meet with the agencies.
Right, and that's allowed.
Yeah, they told me that like these guys come and train, but you don't listen to agents like all right.
And who knows if they're going to show up?
Exactly. And he came. It was.
Were you bugging out?
I was freaked. I was like, what is happening? Like, it was ridiculous. I've never, ever expected any of this to happen. Like, to be able to see, like, Chris Paul in person, let alone play against, let alone form a relationship with him, And I think once I started doing well, and I think it was a game with him, Paul George, Corey Maggette, and Julius Randle, and we were playing 3-on-3 in the half court, and I did really well that day.
So what are the teams, if you can remember? You have to remember. Don't give me that I don't remember. It was just a few months ago. Let me tell you, what are the teams, man? You have to remember the teams. You just named us you, Corey Maggette, who was my guy in the Big Three. You probably saw me in the Big Three. I was the Howard Cosell of the Big Three, okay, before you got injured. So it's you, Corey Maggette, Paul George, Chris Paul. Who's the other one?
And Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
And then me, Luke, John, and and
so
the teams were split up. So
so are the changes?
It wasn't like us against them.
Okay,
no,
okay. So and they're moving the teams around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chris Paul was killing us in pick and roll. Him and PG were just finding a way. I don't know how. And I was like it's just killing.
But you're playing basketball. You're guarding him.
Yeah. And now
so you're like, I'm shutting you down in your head.
Mentally, I'm like that. And I wasn't doing anything on defense. But offensively, I don't think I missed that day at all. And if you ask Ty about that, like I didn't miss. I think I made 9 threes in a row.
And while that's happening, are you in the groove, or is there a part of you like, I'm playing with? Like, is there ever a part of you like?
I'm just like, F it, I'm not losing. Like that's just how I get sometimes. Like especially when
because you're so mild mannered, you're like so chill. Yeah, but when I see you when you play. You're not chill, but I mean you're super chill.
Yeah, when we start losing,
you might be the youngest and the most chill person to ever be on this podcast.
When we when losing is involved, like it's the worst. Like I get that from like when we played at Louisville. Like if we lost, we ran a lot, and I hate running. So it was like, look, we're not losing this game. Like I'm not gonna run Monday through Thursday and play on Friday. Like
So that's the fourth thing from Coach P.
That's another thing that I developed. And I had it before, but like I said, he heightened it. He sharpened it. Does that make sense?
Okay, but before we hear about this 3-on-3, I just want to write this down. If you lost, what kind of running do you got to do? Like, what would be like? Oh, are we doing suicides?
No, it was all within practice.
Like miles?
It was within practice. So we would have we lost to Virginia. I tell the story all the time. We lost to Virginia, and I played terribly. It was the only game in my life where I gave up. And I can admit that. I gave up. We were down 25, getting booed, and I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I've never been in Virginia either. I keep that in mind. It's my time in college. So I'm like, you know what, like, whatever, that's it. And we watched the film, and we get into individuals, and we do a layup, and he's just like, you know what? Just go on the treadmill. So I run the treadmill.
He tells you specifically.
Deng and I, yeah. We had our worst game ever at Louisville. And we ran the treadmill. This is the individuals in the morning. So this is about 10 o'clock. Then
Now they're telling you, is someone monitoring you on the treadmill?
so we have
it's not like me at
strength.
Equinox.
No.
I'm like, 5 minutes here, get some water.
We're going like 9-10 miles an hour.
Right.
For 10 minutes. Yeah.
And there's a coach there or an assistant or
To
somebody.
make sure we're doing that. And then Coach G always looks out. He looks out for us. So like,
who's Coach G?
Coach G's the strength coach. So like, if he sees we're about to like fall, he'll slow it down.
Right, as they should. You know what? As they should.
It's not like don't get me wrong. This is not hell. Like I love playing there.
Right.
I do.
No,
it.
but
I
it's
would go
tough.
there
It's
again.
basketball.
It's hard. Like it's not.
I got
a given,
it. I got it. Yeah,
we
don't
have a
worry.
reputation for winning at Louisville. We don't.
I got
we don't
you.
give up. That's not.
I got
not
you.
A thing. So then after that we finished the individuals about 45 minutes. A lot of one-on-one. Here's this game called Knockout.
What is it? Give me the details, Donovan. I know the game.
It's one-on-one where you if you score, you get a pass from the coach on each side and you play. And if you miss, you walk off and the guy runs all the way, dribbles the half court to allow the guy who comes from the baseline to play defense, and you go back at him. So now if you score like 5-6 times in a row, you're gassed, but they have all the energy, the people on the baseline. So Deng and I, we were scoring, but like we were gassed. So then I think it was VJ individual, like they all have energy.
That's
already.
interesting.
So like he's always trying to get you to play against a fresher player.
So it's almost like the offensive player in that drill
Is at a disadvantage. If he scores a lot. If he
so
keeps
you're
scoring.
being punished for scoring.
Yeah. But it's genius. It's genius.
Right, it is.
Like if you can score.
What's the name of this game?
It's just called Knockout.
Did he invent this?
I would believe so.
Okay.
He invented a lot of stuff we did, and when I look back at it, I'm like wow, like I can see like if you can score and if you can keep scoring and you're dead tired, then like I can only imagine when the other person's tired because they're going to be tired when we press.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're going to be exhausted, so that's when you start scoring.
That's dope.
So we did that, and then we had practice, which was 3.5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
And so that was the worst week I've ever had at Louisville. After I gave up, like I gave up in the game, and I've never done that since. And it really just switched.
So is that something you'll never forget, that game?
Never, I'll never forget that.
And the practices?
Never forget it.
All right, so these 3-on-3s, you were just saying you were destroying Chris Paul, you were killing Paul George. You said it, it's on the tape. You said Paul George was like a Cheerio. Eat him, spin around. It's on the tape. All right, so what else? Like, what else do you remember from that thing? Because I could imagine as a basketball player, as someone who's looking to play pro, like how exciting and how thrilling that is. And then you're showing up, with them at that level. And obviously for them, it's just a workout. They probably don't even know who you are.
Yeah, and when my agent Ty was telling me, he was like, "Look, you did really well." Like again, like I was always told, like agents, supposed to keep you hyped up. And I hadn't signed yet, so I'm thinking he's just telling me what I want to hear. So then I'll sign. Like I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna listen to you, but I'll listen to you. And then I tell them this all the time. Like there was a point. There was like the first week I didn't listen to anything else said. I just listened to everybody else because they like, what did Chris Paul have to lose by telling me I was gonna make the NBA? Like I'd have to see him like 4 times a year, and you know what I mean? Like so.
Right.
Like, bro, you were wrong. So like.
Right.
He once he said it, and PG were like, look, like you can do some really big things. That's when my confidence.
They said that from that workout?
It was like a few workouts after that, yeah. And
who else came? Did any of the pros come?
PG, CP, Julius. No, I think those were the only ones that came for pre-draft.
All right, so draft, playing in the NBA. So you're just go out to work out, but do you walk away from these workouts with a change in your
team workouts?
No, from these workouts with Paul George and those
changed everything. I didn't.
In your head, are you like who are you talking about this with besides your like are you telling your parent, like your best friend, like your sister? Are you like, yo, like who are you saying, like not talking crap, but like, yo, I was out there playing with these guys?
My best friend Eric, probably Pascal. He plays on Villanova.
And you're telling him what?
Like, bro, like I think I might do this. Like I think it might be it. I had.
And is he like asking you the questions like you like what kind of kicks was Paul George wearing?
Exactly. Yeah.
What kind of kicks was he wearing?
He had his new PGs before they came out. So like I actually got a few pairs of those too once I signed with CAA to try it because I hadn't signed with a shoe company yet. So I was like trying to try them on to see if I want to go with Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Jordan. And the biggest thing with me is I'm superstitious. I play baseball, so you know that. So like I didn't want to talk about it. So I didn't want to talk about it to anybody. So like I didn't want to say, look, bro, I'm doing well. I would kind of hide it. I'd be like, bro, I'm doing all right. Like, I'm doing okay. I didn't want to say nothing about it because I thought like this isn't going to keep happening. I had a good day. Now I'm like, all right, I'm having a good week. Like I'm having a good month. Now I'm like, all right, maybe I am all right, like pretty good. It's like I never gave myself, and I still never do. I never give myself the benefit of the
No,
doubt.
I could imagine. I mean, it has to be a surreal feeling, like, when that moment happens where it's one thing to play in Rutgers, it's another thing to play in college, another thing to play Canyon State. What's with these lunatics? Grand Canyon or Virginia, whatever. And then it's another thing to be out there with these guys.
Yeah, and like from after that, and then doing the team workouts, and I did pretty well. And I'm not sure if I'm getting drafted. Like no one team's giving me a guarantee. And I told my agent, like, if they tell you they drafted me, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to know. I don't care if it's for the 60th pick or the first pick. I don't want to hear it, because as much as guys say it won't affect them, like, subconsciously you'd be like, oh, I don't need this one. I got one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you show up to the draft.
At this point, when I got to the draft, I was like, all right, I'm getting drafted.
Did you start working out for teams?
I worked out for 14, 15 teams.
15 teams?
In a month.
Okay. What was the most bugged out thing? Did you work out for the Knicks? Was Phil Jackson there?
For the Knicks.
Was
Phil
he awake?
Jackson was there.
What do you
I worked
got
out
for
with
me?
Phil right before I worked out with them right before the day before the draft.
Okay.
That was my last workout.
So out of your pre-draft workouts, what are the 3 coolest, weirdest, surrealist things?
I grew up a big LeBron fan, so when I
no
walked
crap.
into the Heat locker room, I watch all the documentaries and all that. So when I walked into the Heat locker room, I saw I envisioned and people are gonna think I'm weird for saying.
No,
that.
I got you.
When they won the first one, Dwayne was like, "This is about to go down," like running down the hallway.
You saw where that
saw where that was happening.
You went and you walked.
So I walked and I was like, "Oh, like whoa, like this is crazy." That was probably the craziest thing when I walked to the Heat and I saw Pat Riley. That was crazy.
And does he say hello to you?
We had to talk after the pre-draft meeting.
You and Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Did he watch you work out?
That was my worst workout.
Will you miss shots or slower?
Got my ass busted, to be honest with you, by a guy named, I give him credit. People don't like that I do this. I give people credit, but John Clavel, he plays on the Mavericks,
Okay.
and I give him credit. Like, he just killed me.
So you guys are like doing like one-on-one drills?
1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. He's just not missing,
Right,
at all. And it was just a bad workout for me. I told Ty, I was like, look, this is killing me. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a rigorous process. Like, it's a blessing, and don't get me wrong, but it's a lot to fly from city to city, work out, fly. It's like an NBA schedule,
right?
No, but
but it's a little bit even more.
Exactly.
There's no rest.
It's in a month, so you got to be able to gauge the rest, and you got to be able to get to training on your own. You got to know, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I never stretched. I never used to do any of that.
I got you.
So then,
what was the conversation with Pat Riley like?
Just he asked me, like, why am I a good fit? What
he asked you?
Yeah.
He says, why are you a good fit?
Just to hear my answer.
Are you in an office?
It was me, him, Eric Spoelstra, and 2, I think. I don't want to get these guys' names wrong.
No, just two
other
flunkies.
positions. Yeah.
We'll call them flunkies. I'm going to call them flunkies for you. It's you, Eric Spoelstra, and 2 flunkies. Not Bob McAdoo.
No.
Okay.
Not Bob McAdoo.
Okay. So, but are you in the office? Are there championship ring? Are like the trophies around?
The posted LeBron celebrating behind me. So I'm still in awe for that. But I'm like, I got to keep my composure, answer right, because I'm trying to get drafted.
Right.
So he's asking me why am I a good fit, and I said, like, look, this is I've been watching you guys, so I could tell you about your game against in the win streak where you almost lost to Orlando, and after that, LeBron was like, we're not worried about the win streak, but I know damn well you guys were worried about the win streak. I could tell him everything.
You're telling him that?
Yeah, I'm telling him, I tell him everything that I remember because I grew up watching it. So I knew it. I was a fanatic, and I was really a passionate fan. So I could tell you, when Ray Allen hit the shot, they were freaking out, and Mickey Aronson said that they brought the yellow rope out or whatever,
right,
and they were freaking out over that.
Right.
And then Ray Allen hit the shot, and it changed everything. So
right.
I could just say that just because I saw it.
I got you.
And I was telling them all that, and they were like, whoa. I'm like, yeah,
So when they're saying good fit, they're saying for the Miami Heat, not for that specific team that they have going into 2017.
I think they want, some teams will ask you to be like, who is our point guard or who is this? So see if
right,
do your homework. But they were asking me why would I be good and work well in the Heat?
The Miami Heat organization.
And I said, you look at a guy like Norris Cole, who no one really knew, came in and did work, and worked his butt off, and he ended up having 18 in a big playoff game.
I got you.
Stuff like that,
And then what was the other workout meeting that was cool like that? Interesting. That stuck Utah. Yes.
Come on.
This the Utah Jazz.
Utah. That was. I was ranked. The only reason why I would put Miami. The only reason why I put Miami.
We didn't put it first. We just asked for cool stories. I said what happened was I said Phil Jackson, and then the correlation between Phil and Pat.
Only because I was a LeBron fan. Like
Gotcha. You're allowed to be.
The biggest thing, but
not no more.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
Utah was crazy because I knew nothing about it. You know, all these teams. I knew nothing about Utah. I came in there, and I'm not a big sightseer person, and I was crazy about the mountains. And that's the biggest
that's
thing
cool.
I noticed. I was crazy about it. Like I was like, from my hotel room, I could see all of it. I FaceTimed almost everybody in my contact list to show them what I was looking at. And when we had the meeting, like Mr. Lindsay was like real cool. Like he was just like, look, like they had the 24th pick at the time. So no one, first of all, people were wondering why I came to work out for them because they thought I was projected to go higher, like in the teens and up.
Right.
So like why, like people had no idea why I was working out for them. I'm like, look, I'm gonna work out for every team because it's not a given. Like you never know what can happen. And they obviously they traded up, but I'm like, look, like I love the coaching staff. We were running plays, playing like little games within the game, and it was awesome. Like, and I just loved the conversations we had. Like, you just felt a genuine bond with the staff, and if you could feel that with the GM and the guy who like makes the decision, you feel confident.
That's
you feel
cool.
Good, and I left that meeting thinking, all right, if I don't go where I'm supposed to project to go, at least I think I'll go 24. I'll go to the Utah Jazz because I feel like I had a great workout and I didn't miss a shot in that one either. That was a big one.
You're just on.
That was my first workout, my first pre-draft workout ever, and I just felt like this is before the renovations and new practice facility, so like this, they were telling me about all the new stuff and everything, and I was like, this might be cool. Like I would love to be here. And I said in the interview, and people were like kind of like who is this guy? That like because no one like to keep. Everybody said like no one says I just love Utah. Like I love it. Like I love it.
I hear you.
It's amazing out there, and for that to happen, for them to get up into 13, it was kind of a blessing.
Are you impressed? One of the things, I went to a Utah Jazz game last year. Are you impressed with the DJ the home DJ at the Utah Jazz? Because they get busy. Like the little music cues, it's all New York 90s hip hop. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was there, I was like, yo, I didn't even know that they even played this in here.
The thing is, they pay attention to little things. So like I know when Rudy comes out, they used to play French music. So like when I said I love Dave East, or if I start playing Dave East a lot in my Snap stories, or like they pay attention to that. So like they'll play it when I'm on the court warming up for pregame.
That's dope.
So like they pay attention.
And when you're bringing the ball up the court, they play like Nas, Biggie, the Beat Nuts.
They play like it's weird how they do. They pay attention to little
it is
things.
dope.
Like pay attention when Ricky brings the ball up, or like someone, or like AB, or someone like someone, and then pay attention to the music they listen to. They'll pick it because of that.
I like that. All right, so since you got drafted, what has been the biggest thing that you've been able to do? Like buy? You got your mother a car?
Got my mom a car.
Like you went to the store. Like how does that work?
So I was thinking about like what I would get her for her birthday, and I couldn't give her the car in Utah and have it shipped. So I decided like we had a New York trip to when we played the Knicks and the Nets, and I was like, I'm gonna do it now. Like I made that decision probably a week before. Like I knew I wanted to get her a car, I just didn't know when. So I made a decision a week before, went to the dealership, and I didn't know how long it takes to do all that. Like that process is long. Like
had you ever bought a car before?
No.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Because in New York City, I didn't have a driver's license.
I didn't have one until this year.
Did you know how to drive?
Yes.
Okay, so you may or may not have driven before. You just didn't have a license.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but you just got to, because in Utah you have to drive.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a driver's license. You had never bought a car. So the first car that you actually bought
was my mom.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And she had no idea?
No clue. Because she said she wanted it, and I immediately shot the idea down. I said, nope, it's too expensive. I'm never gonna get it. Like, and that's just who I am. And I'll do that, and I'll be like, all right, that's exactly what I want. I knew exactly the color, white, with a black tinted windows, everything. Like, I knew it. And then next thing I knew, I was at the dealership about an hour, and I surprised her at school. I would say around like 4 or so, and towards the end of school, and in front of everybody.
At her school?
I went to school there as well, Greenwich Country Day, but she teaches there now.
Oh, okay. So your mother's a teacher?
Yes.
Okay, that's dope. And she was totally surprised.
No clue.
All right, and your father works for the Mets?
Yes.
And you played baseball?
Yes, I did.
What level of baseball? I played baseball too.
I played high school baseball.
Okay.
I stopped when I broke my wrist. I was
Playing baseball?
Yeah, playing
Sliding?
baseball. Ran into my own teammate.
What are you, left fielder, right fielder?
Shortstop. Ran into my catcher.
How do you do that?
So my team wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, no
year.
kidding.
The third baseman didn't see it. The pitcher didn't see it, and the catcher took 2 steps in the wrong direction. So I was the only one that saw it. So I took off, and I never looked down. Just kept my eye on the ball, and the catcher made up ground, and we ran into each other.
So your baseball team is the Mets. Your father works for the Mets.
Yeah.
So do you love baseball?
Yeah, I watch it all the time.
And you wear number 45.
Because Michael Jordan wore it for baseball and basketball.
Wearing the 4-5, but he wore it as a baseball player. What do you think of Michael Jordan's baseball career? Did you see the 30 for 30?
Yeah, I think you can't hold someone who's fantastic at one sport to expect them to do the same thing in another sport, especially when it's a lot harder to play baseball than it is basketball. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Is it really?
It is.
Why?
To hit, like, you have, I don't know the exact numbers, but you only have like 0.3 seconds to figure out if the ball's going to change direction, if it's going to slow down out of nowhere, if it's going to be a fastball, if it's coming at your head, if it's going inside, outside, whether you should swing. On top of that, you got to know if the third baseman's playing in, whether you should bunt, whether you should hit. Like, there's so much you should think about in that matter of time.
Right.
And it's a big mental game.
Could you have played college baseball? Like, were you at that level?
Yes.
Like, did you get looked at for college? Seriously?
Yeah.
As a shortstop?
I had.
How tall are you?
6'1".
You're only 6'1"?
6'1", 6'3" with shoes, but without shoes, 6'1".
So I could take you in the post, probably, maybe.
People think that, but
Okay, you're 6'1" without, like, when they measure you at these combines, 6'1".
yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you get drafted by the Utah Jazz. Summer League. Who did you compete against? De'Aaron Fox, Lonzo Ball. There's all these people.
The only person I had played against that was a big name was Jason Tatum. And that was it.
Now, you played him in college.
Played him, twice. 3 times. Yeah.
He went to
Duke.
Okay. You're like, now he plays with the Celtics.
Yeah.
He played for Duke. Duke bumped Louisville.
From the ACC tournament.
Is that sting?
Only because we were up 15. And they went to zone, and we used to torch zone the whole year. We just had a bad game.
So,
bad shooting game.
Is that like a sub rivalry, like for you? Are you like
No, I don't. I let that one go. South Carolina got him back. So I let that one go. If we had lost to Kentucky, I think I would feel a little different. But we won, and I'll bring it up to De'Aaron and Bam and Malik all the time.
Have you played against De'Aaron yet? Have you played against the Sacramento?
I played against the Kings. I played against Bam, and haven't played against Malik either.
Okay. But those are your guys.
I'm cool with them. Like,
right. I mean, did you guys grow up like at camps and?
So I went to the same camps as I played on Bam. So Bam, Malik, De'Aaron, and we went to a thing called Nike
Elite.
Nike Elite, something like that.
Something Nike something.
Yeah, Nike Global.
Nike Global.
And I was on Bam's team.
Okay.
And he was a junior in high school at that point.
And you were a senior? And who else was at the camp? Who were the other juniors and seniors?
Our class was Jaylen Brown was there. Tatum was there. Scal Labissiere was there. Steven Zimmerman was there. Anybody you could think of. De'Aaron Fox, Prince Ali, Jalen Coleman. Elite, like the elite of the elite in our class. And if you go back and look at my class rankings from high school, like anybody from 1 to like 40 was there.
Right.
And Bam and I, we didn't do too well. I had Malachi Richardson on my team, Alonzo Trier, so we had a bunch of great guys, and we played against De'Aaron's team in the championship, and they beat us by like 20, 30. And we played against Malik. We ended up winning that game. So it was like the Midwest versus like the South versus the East, like stuff like that. And that was the first time I really got to know Bam. I tried to recruit him to Louisville. Okay. And then he went to Kentucky, and I was like, whatever. Like, I don't need you. We don't need you.
And then so when you beat him.
We beat him. I let him have it.
And so now that, like, this crew of guys that you know 16, 17, 18, you're in the NBA. Do you guys, like, stay in touch? Like, I played, I'll just go to LeBron. Because he's like the sort of the one person that everybody sort of, Like, are you guys like communicating? I played this one. I played that one. Like, are you guys stay in touch?
I wouldn't say as much as I played him. I would be like, if I see like De'Aaron had a good game, like I'll hit him up. Like I keep the notifications to see how they're doing. That way I could be like, all right, good game, or keep it up, or like just be supportive. I think it's the biggest thing, as well as being funny. So like I had a bad shooting night, and then bam, one night I'd be like, damn, you can't shoot. Like just making a joke, like stuff like that, just to keep it funny. But definitely keep in touch with all those guys for sure.
What do you think? Now, you tweeted, I don't know if you saw my my Instagram, my Lonzo Ball show up at the Garden with the Nas sweatshirt. Now, you're a New Yorker. You tweeted, what is your take on the whole thing? Just the whole phenomenon. Is it the talk of the...
So what people don't understand is, like, Lonzo and I are friends.
Right.
So, like, that's not, like, this wasn't like a hatred. I don't mess with you tweet. People took it that way, and I want to get that like out there now. I don't know why people took it that way, but
because we're in the new world, man.
So
this is like you don't need to fist fight anymore. Like, yo, I'm gonna who's the best Twitter?
Exactly. So when he did that, I was like, man, like that's really like disrespectful to Nas. You know, like it's not like they had any like beef or anything. You know, it was just out of nowhere. But you know, being from New York, that's like Nas is a legend. You know?
Right.
It's like if I or like somebody else went and put like for like the
Snoop Dogg
NWA or Snoop Dogg, like changed the album cover to their face, like, you know, like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
But
and did that tweet like, and sort of like people like were like, yo, what is this? Like, what has been the blowback or sort of the reaction from that?
I'll give Big Baller Band credit on this. They got a huge following. They got support.
Did you hear from a lot of people?
I had 12-year-olds, like 11-year-olds. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They were going at it, and I was like,
do you respond back or no?
No, not with stuff like that. Like I respond to like one guy said,
like compliments.
like one guy said like Ricky should be traded. I was like, come on, are you serious?
Right.
Like like stuff like that. Like I won't go in full.
You're not arguing
mode. No, there's no need for that.
So I don't know if you saw my did you see my post, Madison Square?
Yeah, I did.
Did you and LaMelo Ball? Now he's 16 years old.
Yeah.
I have a 17-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 17-year-old son. So I couldn't say anything back because that'll look nuts.
Yeah.
But he said something about me. You're ugly. Don't let me. And I was like, I had to really think it through, like because I'm a professional trash talker.
Yeah.
But then I was like, my son's older than him.
Yeah.
So I believe
that's the biggest thing. Like people don't understand. Like they go, why do athletes like go crazy back at fans? You know,
I get it.
It's not the older fans you should worry about. It's the kids.
They're nuts.
The kids say
so
some
rude,
ruthless,
disrespectful
stuff, and I laugh at it because I'm like, man, like when I was that age, I said ruthless things too, but like it's gotten worse.
No, it's gotten worse. It's crazy.
It is wild what they say, but
I mean, it's insane.
And then as soon as the person who has something to lose, or like has that platform responds, then it's like a bigger deal.
Yeah, you're a better man than me with it. That's up. So, being in the NBA so far, when you got out on the court, what was the first moment where you were like, yo, this is bugged out?
I think when we played Westbrook, because I grew up a big Westbrook fan too, as well as LeBron, because I kind of relate a little bit more to Westbrook with the way I play, and he's actually my size, you know. But when we played him, I started that game. I think I started that game like just out of nowhere because I just at the last second they just threw me in there. I wasn't nervous. I was calm. I worked on focus to keep my energy completely calm. And
was it in OKC or Utah?
It was in Utah. So it helped that I had played with PG and Melo over the summer. So it kind of kept me calm. But Russ was like, you know, I watch his highlights to the end of me. Like,
have you ever seen him play live in person before this?
I've never only been to Knicks games when they play like the Nets or like that'd be it.
They're not great games.
Yeah.
So you never even seen Russell Westbrook in real life?
Never in person. No.
So you walk out on the court, you're starting, and like you're just like, are you checking Russell? No.
No, not at the beginning. I'm like, all right, so like this is it. Like, all right, here we go. Like
was that moment in yourself like this is it, here we go?
It was the walk from the bench to the center of the court was what really got me. Because like I was supposed to I usually I sit down on the bench, I wait and watch what the flow of the game was like. That's how I come off the bench. That's what I was doing. I just get used to it. They told me 30 seconds before the game started, oh, you're starting. Like, just go. Because I guess Rodney had, it was bleeding or something, so he had to change his uniform or whatever. And I go in there, and out of nowhere, it's go time.
And you play ball.
Yeah.
How does it feel so far to, be this sleeper rookie and hear other players, giving respect and, how has it been so far? Are you
Those are the moments where I'm like, whoa. Those are the moments where if I hear it, I see it. I try my best not to hear it and see it, but the NBA is a lot different than college. The media is a lot different. So if someone like Chris Paul or Paul George or when KG says something, even Tracy McGrady, when they say it, it's gonna be known. Your phone will go off.
There's no way to avoid it.
No way to
even if you don't hear it, your friend will hear it, your mom's cousin's cousin.
There's no way. So the biggest thing I've worked on is looking at it and being like, oh, all right, it's when I say I mean
right. I mean, it's
they could say all this stuff now, and I could be done next year. I could be God forbid, not hurt or say, but
no, I
could have the worst shooting slump in history and not make a shot ever again. And
I got you.
So I try my best to keep calm and kind of be like, all right, this is great. It's early success, fantastic, but we're not even reached February yet, which is the halfway point essentially. Right. But when you have guys like those guys,
rookie sophomore game.
True, yeah. That's
coming
cool,
up.
But I'm trying. That's the thing. I don't even talk about it.
Rookie sophomore game, you're playing in it. I'm telling you that right now. I don't know how it works. You're playing. I've been to some rookie sophomore games since they even made that stupid game. First of all, you're going to be a highlight film in that. Second of all, there's guys that played in the rookie sophomore game that ain't even playing in the outbacks of Australia anymore. You're playing in the rookie sophomore game. That's for sure.
Just got to keep it going. That's
we're going to the rookie sophomore game. Are you a dunk contest dude?
I'll do it, but if you've seen Aaron Gordon, Derrick Jones, and all those guys, I'm not going to win it, but I'll do it.
Okay.
I would love to do it. That would be amazing.
You would love to do the dunk contest.
I keep telling people this joke. I grew up with Derrick Jones, around him for a long time. I've probably done 13 dunk contests in my life. I lost 12 to Derrick Jones. So, I'll definitely do it. I got some dunks that I think will be cool. But
you got some dunks?
Yeah, I got some dunks.
So have you gotten an invite?
Like I said, this whole...
Do you have any idea how that even works?
No, that whole weekend is something I try to stay farthest away from even thinking about.
Yes, as you should. I totally understand that. I'm just curious, will you hit me and let me know if and when you get these invites? I'm just curious, how does it happen? Does Adam Silver go, yo, you want to be in the dunk contest? Or is it the two guys that were in the meeting with you and Pat Riley, those flunkies? Who? I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I would like to know too, but that'd be a great experience.
But you're saying that if you go in the dunk contest, you're confident that you can do your thing.
Yeah, I definitely think I surprised people, but after what I saw, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon,
yeah, they're freaks.
It's a little different.
Is Zach still hurt?
He's doing windmills now, so.
But is he playing?
He's not playing yet.
That's fine.
But I just want to Glenn Robinson too.
Who?
It's Glenn Robinson.
Right.
Yeah. Can't forget that.
I want to give you one piece of advice. This is my piece of advice in the dunk contest. If you get in the dunk contest, because you're 6'1", okay, you're a high jumper. There's and also we already said it. Gordon he's the favorite. This guy's beaten you 12 times. This one, that one. The one thing that I suggest, don't be too cool to not work up a little lather beforehand, because I noticed that guys when they're in the dunk contest, get warmed up. But it's a dunk contest.
A lot of it is nerves.
We got to get warmed up.
Because you think about it, some guys
we need to get warmed up.
It's complicated. You can't just do the same dunk and get warm. You got to do something crazy to get warm.
No, I'm not talking about when you start dunking. I'm talking about before you start dunking.
That's what I mean.
When you're first dunk, we need to get warm. Maybe we do some suicides.
You mean okay.
You need to get warm.
Yeah.
So when you get your first dunk, you're going to see whoever's the judges are, Dominique, Vince Carter, whoever the hell it is, that first dunk, you can't miss it. You have to have a little sheen, because these dudes, they get out there, they're too cool for school. They're not ready to dunk.
Yeah.
So if you go into the dunk contest, that's my suggestion.
Okay.
And I may or may not be at the dunk contest, but I want those echoing in your ears. You ever see Rocky? Like Mickey? I'm Mickey. You
Gotcha.
gotta get warmed. Like, you can't be too cool. Like, if you're gonna go out there and do it, we gotta go out there and we gotta do it.
I got you.
We gotta be warmed up. First dunk, like, oh shit, Harlem is in the house. Like, that's what I want Kenny Smith to be like. Yo, Donovan Mitchell, like, New York is in the building.
Got you.
Okay. You're in Adidas. You wear Adidas.
Yep.
You like fashion.
Yep.
How many pairs of sneakers have, like, do you have every single pair of Yeezys?
Not every single pair. I'm getting close. My shoe game, I was always the one who loved looking at shoes, and I'm not the one that be like, oh, these are the Aqua 8s, or like, no, that's not me. I never was that guy because I couldn't really afford them, so I was just like, whatever. But now that I'm like an Adidas athlete and I can actually get all these shoes now, I think I have on the web, like if you look at the Adidas website and like all the crazy shoes people have, I think I have probably like 2 pairs of every single one.
But are you getting like this color and that color and Yeezy this?
Every single color of everything. Like, because you have to have options when you travel. Yeah. Like my travel, when I wear a size 15 walk around shoe, 16 when I play.
16 when you play.
Yeah.
Because we got tape, we got 2 pairs of socks.
Exactly.
How many pairs of socks do we wear?
I use one.
Just one.
Just one, but I like to have a little extra room in my shoes.
Okay.
So so 16.
For explosiveness, what are we doing here?
I don't know. It's just how I've always been. I used to wear 17s when I wore 2 pairs of socks, but
Let's take it easy.
Got a little
Let's
heavy.
get nuts.
Got a little heavy.
That's too much.
Got a little heavy.
Yeah, that's too much. Because maybe were you wearing 17s when Pitino told you to lose the weight?
I wore 16s my sophomore year.
Okay. Maybe that's the
mice.
problem. Maybe you could have just went down to a 15. You could have been eating cheeseburgers and pizza the whole time. All right. Rappers. Totally different generation. Obviously, we talked about the Lonzo, Nas thing. Who are your favorite guys? You said Dave East. Harlem's in the house.
Dave East.
Dave East.
Fab,
East Harlem's in the house.
Fab is my favorite rapper of all time.
What do you think of the Fab Jada Kiss album?
Love it. Actually, Kiss gave him a shout out. He hit me up. That was pretty cool afterwards.
That's sick.
Yeah, I know DJ Clue.
Okay.
So I know DJ Clue. But yeah, Fab and Kiss. Future.
He's dope.
Future's always up there. Drake, obviously.
Okay.
Wasn't a fan of Kendrick until this last album.
Why?
I'm not one for like his music makes you think a lot. Like, and I'm more of a beats kind of guy. Like if you have type beats,
I like this goddamn kid, man. That's the same thing I say.
I'm not more one. And I know Fab. Like people say Fab doesn't make crazy beats. Like I know that. Like, but you can only have but so many lyricists. You got to have something that like makes you like want to like.
You need a banger.
Dunk on somebody. Like you need something like that. And then he came out with the last one, and I was just like, not only did he have beats, like Humble's my favorite song. And one thing I'll tell you about Utah, that the DJ you're talking about, they play Humble. Like I have that. That's my thing. Like just be humble. That's my thing. And they play that every time we warm up. So like that's my song. And like that last album, I really like that one.
Yeah, it was good. Have you played in the Garden yet?
Yeah, we played on the 15th. I remember that day.
What was that like?
I was nervous the entire game. The
whole game?
The whole game. And the first play was ran for me, and I had a dunk, and I made it. And usually that's like, all right, we're good. No, the whole game.
How do you, like, why is that?
I don't think I've had that many family members there, friends. I've never played in the Garden. I've been to the
You
Garden.
never played in the Garden, even high school?
Never played. So I've never been that low. Like, I've never been court level before, ever. Like, I've been to a Rangers game, and I've been low, but, like, it wasn't the court.
I got you.
But when that happened, I was like this is crazy.
I got to tell you, I'm so appreciative you came and joined me on the show because I'm so looking forward to the rest of your career and to talk to you. And I wish you health.
Thank you.
And a continued successful career. And I just think it's so cool to have a chance to talk to you when you're just such in the inception of what I hope is a long, healthy, prosperous, and you get everything out of basketball that you can, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, Donovan Mitchell.
Thank you so much.
Yo, I appreciate you. But just if we get to the dunk contest, what are we doing?
Warming up, suicide, something, treadmill, whatever, it's got to be.
Because I swear, if I'm at the freaking dunk contest and it's in LA this year, and we're not thinking ahead, But if you wind up at the dunk contest, I see you out there. Okay, you got parents, family, friends. If I see you out there and you're not warmed up, don't be surprised if I run on the court. And like I might be like, yo, my man, you're not ready to dunk.
Got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Yo.
Appreciate it.
This is so dope. All right. what can I say? Donovan Mitchell, thank you for joining me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. My man Ty, thank you for setting it up. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. We'll be back with more smash mouth podcasting, more guests, more G Moody, more ranting, more raving. 2018 is ours. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Miles, take me out of here with something real funky, real nice, and real proper.